I'm ready.
I'm sitting on my hair.
Welcome to my evil lair. Hey guys, it's Lilo. 1, 2, 3, 4. So today, again, we are back on Reddit. Today we will be going on Ask Reddit and answering some of these, really important questions. Let's get into something serious right off the bat. Somebody asked, Donald Trump just said we shouldn't even have an election. Americans, what are your thoughts? Let me tell you, and let me tell you why he said that in the first place. He doesn't think we should have elections because he wants the country to be a dictatorship. He's trying to turn us into North Korea, but worse. The country is in shambles, for one. And he just hates when nobody follows his rules. He hates when nobody is standing behind him. So he doesn't want the people to be allowed to vote so that he can make his own rules. He wants to be the one controlling the whole country. He wants to be controlling everyone's every move. He wants to turn the country into rich white men only. And everybody else just got to get the fuck on. It doesn't matter if, let's talk about it. It doesn't matter if the rich white men that he wants to be the only sole purposers in the country are also immigrants. Let's get deep into this, because first of all, I don't know if it's just Republicans that are like a part of like the whole immigrant. I would think that liberals and like middle standing people are like against getting rid of immigrants, but the country was built off of white immigrants coming over, slaughtering the native people, and then going to other countries, stealing those people and trading guns for those people, my ancestors, bringing them over to the country forcefully, forcing them to build the country, and then all they want to do is eat the cake. You didn't even make the cake. You want to eat it, but you didn't work for it. All you did was say, hey, I want this cake. And then you forced you forced everybody else to grab the ingredients. You forced everybody else to go to the store, grab the ingredients, figure out how to freaking make the cake that you want, first of all. And then they have to come back forcefully against their will, prep the ingredients, mix everything together, make the cake, bake the cake, decorate the cake, and then they serve it to you on a golden platter. And then you look at the cake and you're like, I don't like this cake. It should be this way. But you don't want to lift a fucking finger and do it yourself. And the cake is America. You guys didn't catch my metaphor. We are a cake built off the backs of natives, slaves, and immigrants. Like, white people are literally immigrants. And no one wants to talk about it. Like, I don't understand why nobody's talking about this, but they're literally immigrants. White people are not native to the U.S. They literally came from a different country, yet those same people whose ancestors came from a different country want to kick other people coming from different countries out because they don't look like them, they don't have the same culture as them, they don't blah blah blah. Like, obviously you're racist, obviously, like, that's, we all know about this, but it's like the white supremacy, the misogyny, the sexism, the racism, like, it's just all in a mixing pot, and they're like, yeah, this is what we want the country to be. And that's why, in conclusion, I know it's all over the place, but that's why Trump doesn't want Americans to be able to have elections, because he wants rich white companies to be the sole leaders of the country so that they can do whatever the fuck they want and no one can tell them not to. That's why. He wants to take away everyone's rights. He already is taking away people's rights. Like, our country is a hot ass mess, and I need more people to talk about it. Like, I feel like, okay, we can't always specifically take action to certain things, but when more people talk about things, that's when, like, there starts to become a shift. And I feel like more people need to open their fucking eyes, stop dick riding Trump, and they need to figure out what is actually going on in the country, because our economy is in shambles. The whole country itself is in shambles. Climate change is affecting the whole freaking world. Like, y'all, I told us 5 years. I wouldn't be surprised if the earth gets cooked in 5 years. If we just all burn. If God just goes, you know what is it, Revelations? And he just goes, you know what, Revelations right now. Like, I wouldn't be surprised, because we as humans just, it's just a hot mess. Trump wants to turn the country into a dictatorship, and we can't let him. We need to make sure that doesn't happen. We need to make sure that we are doing our research, fighting for our rights, electing officials that match with our own values and morals. And everyone's gonna have different opinions. That's why freaking Trump got elected in the first place, because everyone thought he was better, because, well, they didn't think he was better, they just didn't want a woman to run the country. But you see what this man is doing to the country, so like, let's talk about it. But it's fine. That's another thing. The sexism in this country, the misogyny and this country was built on sexism, misogyny, racism, slavery, war. Like, the country needs to burn. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. The country needs to burn down, and it needs to never exist again. And as an American saying that, as an African American, my people came here against their will, and it wasn't okay. And Trump wants to turn the country into the walking pits of hell, basically. In conclusion, yeah, that's my answer. I didn't expect the first question to be that deep. I thought I was gonna get some like silly, goofy questions, but that was very serious, and I needed to let that out. So yeah, you're welcome. Tell me your thoughts in the comments. How do you feel? Yeah, answer the question. Donald Trump just said we shouldn't even have an election. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that? Do you agree with me, or do you have a different opinion? And it's okay to have different opinions. Like, nobody has the same thoughts or like feelings about certain things. So I understand when people have different opinions about things, but it's when people take their opinions and use them to mistreat other people, that's when I feel like having different opinions becomes wrong. Not that the fact that you have a different opinion is wrong, it's the fact that you're using your different opinion to create harm to others. That's when it's like, okay, we need to come to an agreement because you're hurting other people, you know? Like, I feel like that's what a lot of people don't understand. I feel like there's not a lot of love in the earth in general. Like, on the earth, we as a humanity, we don't love each other enough. And not to say that you have to like be in love with everyone, or like, you know, like, but like, it's just having love in your heart, having kindness, being generous. I feel like there's so much hate and like rottenness. Like, people's hearts are genuinely just rotting because there's not enough love. Like, there's not enough generosity. People just only think about themselves. They don't care about how what they do affects other people, this, that, and the third. Like, nobody cares about each other, and that's the problem. That's the problem with our country, for one, and then for a lot of humans. I feel like that's just a human, it's starting to become a human thing where humans just in general don't care about anything. And that's why the world is suffering the way that it is right now, because there's just not enough care, there's not enough love in the world. So yeah. So guys, ask yourself. Ask yourself, are you loving enough? Are you caring enough? Are you being generous enough? We need more of that in the world. We need more peace. We need more people to just be more comfortable with being vulnerable and using their hearts. I feel like not enough people use their hearts anymore, and I feel like it's really important that we do that as a society, because I feel like it'll make us stronger and it would bring more people together. Like, I feel like the whole point of like having these countries in different areas is because there were different communities of like-minded people, you know? But there's no more community if no one's caring for each other, you know? If we're shutting people out or judging people or treating them poorly, inhumanely. If we're treating them inhumanely, that's not community anymore. You're just a hater. And honestly, if you want to have hate in your heart, that's fine, but I feel like people who have hate in their heart, they just need to go walk the pits of hell. And that's it. That's how I feel. So let me know, how do you feel about Trump saying we shouldn't have any more elections if you're American? Even if you're not American, like if you're outside of the country, how do you feel about that? Like, what's your take on this? I always love to see people from other countries like take on what's happening. I said the other day, I was like, the US is literally just a public school, and I stand by that because that's what it's giving. Not enough teachers, not enough money, badass kids, no home training, the ceiling's falling apart, the water fountains don't work, the sinks are spewing out brown water, the lunch is cold and sloppy. Like, that's what the country gives off. The actual vibes of the US is a public school system, is an underfunded public school system. That's literally what our country is. That's it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts. I liked doing this. I thought it was gonna be longer. I thought I was gonna answer more questions, but that one really, like, that it needed to be answered deeply, and I couldn't stop talking about it. So I kind of like doing that though. I want to do more, like, not necessarily more political questions, but just like more deep questions like that. So we might do another video asking on Reddit/ask Reddit. Yeah. Yeah, but that was lucky. It's fun to share my thoughts, because I feel like I don't talk a lot. I don't talk enough to people about what I'm thinking. So to be able to do that is nice. I feel like my voice can be heard, you know? Subscribe to my channel to see more videos from me. Share this video with your friends. Get their opinion. Like, how do they feel? And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video, and I hope everyone has an amazing day. Bye!